Maverick, please open up.
So just to clarify, the new IVP handles activities and still does the engineering aspect?
Currently the internal vice president is responsible for what program is responsible for this year. So internal affairs as they relate to the members in the community. The mentorship program, they work close. The programs this year did end up working closely with activities because they are related, you know. The actual explicit relation between internal vice president and the new, activities hasn't really been stated yet, but right now he's in charge of member relationships in the community as well.
Okay, good questions.
All right, Andrew.
All right. So this year we implemented. Well, first of all, we reset all of our programs, like internship and mentorship, and we implemented 2 new ones: membership recognition and families. How do you plan on implementing more programs without overloading the general members?
Okay, before we start, you guys want to flip a coin again, so let's go first. Okay, Joe, you control the...
Who wants to answer first?
Whoever wants to answer first.
Who's going to go first, David?
Okay,
we're going to alternate answers from there, okay? Go for it.
So one of the programs I kind of wanted to start was kind of like a fusion music group, where we could meet maybe every other week. Something that's not mandatory, it's optional if you want to go, because a lot of people in here love music. So I think that would be a nice program to have.
Ian?
Repeat the question. So how do you plan on implementing new programs without overloading our general members?
Overloading our general members. Well, I also wanted to, I didn't mention this, but I wanted to have a suggestion box that members could put in ideas of what they want to do. So basically, if I get a bunch of new ideas, then I want to make it happen.
Daniel?
How do you plan on implementing these new programs without overloading yourselves? A lot of planning goes into retreats and meetings, and as much as you guys are responsible, it's going to take more than one person to get the job done. How do each of you two plan on addressing the issue that you can't do it alone?
Well, I'll have my board with me, so we could work things out. But also, I want to keep things practical. So if things can't work out, then it's just not going to happen.
Delegating stuff, if it overloads me to people who don't have enough work at that time, would be a good solution. And I know there are board members that would like to help as well.
Raul?
So, internal vice president, I know we've been discussing a lot of the main duties of it, like the programs and being involved in that kind of stuff, but you also have to consider that you are part of the executive board. That means you do have a higher ranking voice in the club, along with the other 4 individuals that you'll be working closer with. How prepared are you with the administrative side of Fusion in terms of being you're going to be an official signer, you'll be an executive voice of the club, so you're able to make executive decisions as well. How well prepared do you think you guys are for that, and if not, explain why?
Well, I'm actually excited for the responsibility of taking on fusion aspects. I think taking responsibility would be a good learning experience. I think through the internship program, I've grown a lot seeing how people make decisions, and I think that's really important.
So I'm going to be in charge of all these things. I'm going to be leading, or partially leading the club. I'm going to put on my suit and tie and just buckle down on what I have to do. That's executive. Just man up and take on responsibilities I have to.
I have a question. Did you have a question?
Yeah.
Go.
IVP is technically next in line for president. So let's say UCI makes this new law where they dismiss the presidents and they must go to Madagascar. If you knew that was going to happen before, if you knew that law was going to be implemented before fall quarter started, would you still be running for IVP?
Oh. Love this question.
Who answered those? Next.
If I was forced to go to Madagascar?
No, the president was. If you had to take over as president, would you still run?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll take the responsibility.
Why exactly?
What? Elaborate.
Wait. Wait, what?
Elaborate on how prepared would you be and how willing would you be to take a presidential position, like if the presidents couldn't take it now?
I would definitely feel prepared, and I'm very willing to do it.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, please do elaborate. I mean, we do need these answers.
Elaborate on what?
Why would you be prepared? How would you be prepared exactly?
Oh.
So you're running for IVP right now, but you sound fully confident for president. What's the deal with that? Are they both the same position to you, or?
No, but I love this community, and I would want to like be there to lead it. And if I was forced to do that, then so be it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'd still be running for IVP because I'm really excited about working with programs and stuff. And if I was forced to go into presidency, I know I'd have the support of my board to help me. And I'm up for the challenge, you know. I really like Fusion. I want to do everything I can to help it grow.
Sandra?
If at some point you find yourself either overloaded or just, really problematic, how would you handle
I would personally ask other board members for help because I have noticed that board members this year kind of help each other with their jobs, so I'd probably do the same.
Yeah, I have to agree with her. I'll consult my board members, and if it comes down to like the full responsibilities on me, I'll do what I can do. So no problem.
I'm not sure if either of you stated this in your speeches or not, but what are your future priorities coming into next year? What do you plan? What are you going to be involved in, and what are you going to dedicate a lot of your time to, other than Fusion, if you do become IVP?
Okay, so well, as always, I'm gonna like dedicate my time to studies, stuff like that. But I'm also involved in another club, Red Cross Club. So some of my time's gonna be doing that. But that's not to say I'm gonna be devoting a lot of time to Fusion.
Yeah, next year I kind of want to have a job here because currently I work on weekends, makes me miss board meetings and stuff. But having a job here I think would make it easier for me. And I also do want to join other clubs, but I probably won't be as active as I am in Fusion. Those clubs are just like side stuff to meet people, get involved in other stuff. And yes, I do want to dedicate my time to my studies, so if ever I'm too overwhelmed with my studies, I'll ask for help.
Why shouldn't you get the position? Just ask them. Gotta ask it.
I think I'll just point out my flaws right now. One, I do tend to procrastinate. Something that I'm actually working on this quarter is time management. And public speaking really isn't my strong point. There's an interesting preschool story about that. But anyways, yeah, those are two of my weak points that I really am working on now, especially in college.
Yeah, one flaw might be that I like to keep a lot of things to myself. I'm not very open about what I'm feeling, so that might be a little trouble.
There is a certain opportunity cost associated with taking an executive position on board. You, Joanna, as an incoming second year, still have a lot of opportunities for you ahead. You could join some other clubs, maybe get research on campus or something like that. The same thing with you, Ian, going into your third year. It's going to be probably one of your hardest years as a mechanical engineer. And it's also the time you should start looking for work and research and just planning your transition to the future. Yeah, that wasn't really a question. I just wanted you guys to do it. Yeah. Are you guys aware of that? And are you guys comfortable moving forward with this huge dedication of your life in the next year?
Yeah. I'm willing to mature.
Well, yeah, like you said, it's going to be my second year. I mean, coming on board, I still have a lot of time to do other stuff. The opportunity cost, that's fine. Like, it's a sacrifice, but if it's rewarding, then it's worth it.
When it stops being rewarding?
I don't think it would.
I said that one
Aww. That's yourself,
So what if you find yourself in a position where you don't have the same spark for the club as before? How would you proceed with your daily life?
Well, I'll look for things to find that spark again. So whether it be like trying something new, or just trying to find the drive to keep doing what I do, and still have passion for it.
Any other questions? Do we have a time?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
All right, give them a big round of applause.